Alright, it's the moment of truth. For some reason, when you enter the cheat code for selecting a level, this cutscene gets its own level as tunnel, but if you select cave, you get the cutscene anyway. I'm not sure what that's all about. But yep, this is the cave, the place where Katasaki is hiding out for whatever reason, and our way back to Vatanaka's realm for the final boss fight. I don't know why we couldn't just fight him earlier in the game, or why we need to journey to do that. Maybe killing Katasaki forces his hand, who knows. Either way, let's go. Oh yeah, I was meaning to say on the previous level, I really like the theme for that stage. Quite sort of beautiful, but at the same time ominous and spooky soundtrack. This one sets the tone, at the same time I think it kind of grates on me after a while, probably because this level just is quite long. Might be a bit shorter this time because I'm at full power. We'll see about that. See, it's throwing power-ups at you. Okay, this is one of the problem areas. I tend to muck up. It's also an example of how, like, the designers were just like, I think they did a nice job with this game. Because like, this is a whole new set piece for this final level. Very few people probably would actually bother to get this far. So it's nice to see that effort was still going into the game even at this late stage. Unsurprisingly, getting hit here is mostly a one-way ticket to the lava and the previous continue point. Checkpoint if you prefer. Get hit right at the end for no reason. Just how we like to play. So here are our little gremlin guys back from the catacombs, back in their green colouring. A long time ago I mentioned these demons. With basic punches and no power-ups, they take like 3 or 4 full combos of punches to kill. But with the ultimate sword and full scrolls, they're down in 1 combo. And that's really what you're going for here, is just keeping the fights as short as possible. Because there's so many ways to die that are not fights. So here you get an actual kind of little choice on how to proceed in the level. You can go back here and all the way up, and there's an alternative route. Slightly harder than the lower bit. I'm just going to kill the enemies here, but I'm not going to take this route because the reward for doing that route is an ultimate sword, which obviously I do not currently need. I think the upper route, you also have to gamble with the fact that there are these giant blocks with spikes on them that fall on you, whereas here you just have to worry about these flames and the spikes on the floor. Either way, not a gamble worth taking on this final level if you already have an ultimate sword. Just really want to make this level as easy for yourself as possible. Probably not as hard as I'm making it out to be. All the same, we've come a long way to get to this point. Might as well not fumble it now. So if you haven't learnt to break open bits of scenery with your daggers by this point, you might spend a little while not knowing where to go in this level. Another classic ninja jump, where failure is immediate and painful death. So there's a couple of routes you can take here. We'll be going up the upper one. I think you just have to run, yeah. So we need a key to get ahead. This upper area will get us that key. First of all, though, I'm going to just hop down to this little, slightly secret area. I don't think it's required, but I think it's quite neat that it's there. It gives you a scroll. Obviously, we don't need one right now. But, you know, I think we're already in the #1 spot on the high score table. But a bit more can't hurt, right? Unless I die, in which case it will hurt a fair bit. My soul, if nothing else. Okay, I'm taking a lot of unnecessary hits here. Don't follow my example. Oh yeah, I mentioned those little skull doors back when we were in the catacombs. Here they are again. Oh, food item, thank you. I suppose that's really a drink item. If I pretend it's blue soup, then maybe I can pretend that I was not inaccurate with my description. So this isn't too bad, fairly trivial fights. Last time I was here with really slow punches, a bit wearing. So this is one of the places I've identified as a problem area for me. Anywhere that has these fire things that you have to wait for is a risk zone. I have a habit of mistiming and taking ridiculous amounts of damage. They do tick you down quite fast. Was not paying attention. What? Okay. Okay, there is a way around this. Let's give it a try. Might not be able to make it, but let's see. Half and half, half and half. We're still slightly better off than we were. Yeah. So I was going to say maybe not as much of a problem as I was thinking. That was inaccurate. It was definitely a problem. And now we have bats. In fact, I don't think there's too much incentive to hang around here. So let's just bail. Oh, there it is, poor bats. I guess they got caught by the thing after all. I'm going to act like he's going to drop a healing item. Obviously he didn't. Right. Just try and skip down as much as possible without hitting the fires. Then we can go all the way back here. Whoops. Well, I missed my train. So as you can see, I was back at full health. Now I've taken a couple of pointless little bits of damage. And we're straight back under 50%. So it's never worth letting your guard down in this game. It will punish you for silly mistakes. And occasionally, just maliciously. Alright, this bit's a bit rude. We want to not use the key until these ninjas are dealt with. So if you let the walkway that key activates fall away, you have to run back past the previous 2 blocks of spikes, get a replacement key, and do it all over again. Not the worst inconvenience, but just one of those unnecessary things you don't want to be dealing with. We've got a bunch of chests up there. I think there is a checkpoint here. Let's just grab that before we... Oh. Ah! It's fine, we don't need that many smoke bombs. Okay, let's take this carefully. Really don't like these things. They're not that difficult to deal with, but it's just one of those things where I have a habit of fumbling them. And then you just lose quite a bit of health. Not needed. Okay, well, I got some points from there. I was really angling for healing, but beggars can't be choosers. Oof! I thought that was going to turn slightly earlier than it did. So we're coming up to another one of the problem areas. Again, it's because of fire. I'm not very good at dealing with fire. Part of that comes down to patience. I really like to be done with that section as fast as possible. But as we'll see, probably won't work out that way. Yeah, those guys like to breathe fire on you as well. Whoops, let's not grab that. We'll leave it for in case I die to the fire. Whoops, that is a trap. I think this is 3 lives here. Let's come back for it. I could heal off the lives, which would probably stop me dying here. Let's just see how it goes. think if I just edge slightly onto here. See, I don't like the timing here. I wonder if I can edge past this fire and survive here. Okay. Okay. I'll call that a win. Filthy ninja traitors. Okay, so this is Hated Bit Part 2. As you can see, if you can get onto the edge, you're right for the most part, but it's me. I have a habit of not quite getting quite where I want to be. Okay, so there's actually 3 lives available there. As you saw, they just flew away in 3 directions. Unnecessary, in my opinion. A bit mean. And I don't think this game can afford to be mean on the level that's already extremely unpleasant. Oof. Not a good idea. Okay, well, we made it. I think probably that gold key there, it does another of those collapsing bridges. If you're too slow, you probably have to jump all the way back to get a replacement key. Jump there. Right, so we're coming up to the middle of the level now. This bit's not my favourite part of the level. Another one of my identified problem areas. I mean, anything with those spiky balls is a big risk for me. For some reason, my sort of depth perception or whatever doesn't work out too well for me, and I just run straight into them. But that's not even the main problem here. I've died to them a couple of times. We'll see the problem soon. Also, again, last time I was here, demons taking like four combos to kill. Just made fighting them here take such a long time. Right, so here we go. These things, do not like them. I don't tend to dodge them very effectively. Right, let's start the next bunch. I run back over here. I think that reduces the number that can hit me, which makes it a little bit easier to handle. Is that going to cause some demons to pop out? Oh, there we go. Usual strategy applies. Try not to be too close to the edge. Oh, got a healing item. Extremely generous. But yeah, they do that. If you're facing the other way, straight into the lava. Straight back to a checkpoint. A couple of chests. 1,000 points and some food. And then yoink. So here my way of dealing with it is to just run straight back up here. Can't reach you, I don't think. That one uncomfortably close. I'm not sure how long exactly they take, but I think we're safe now. Okay, more this area that I hate. Quite rude. No need for that. Alright. So this little volcano here makes this bit quite awkward, but we've handled it. And we're just going to run away again. Just got to be careful of those spiky balls. Once that's done, I have to do it again. Kind of nudged off the scenery a bit there. That was not according to plan. So yeah, there's a great example, just slightly far off, immediate death. We did leave an axe further back in the level. I think, all things considered, I'm going to leave it there. See, now they're taking 5 punches. Not helped by me switching target. And I ran for the... It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Ow. Right, let's see if we can make this jump properly this time. I think there's... Is there another lava thing here? Well, there we go. This just never really needs to try and dodge those ones. So you can see even one power level down, these fights get a little bit wearing. Pretty sure there's no reward for killing all these, but let's just give it a try, see what happens. Too close to the edge for my comfort. Yeah, no reward. Oh, this is a jump I do not like. Cool, we did it. Our reward is more demons. You know what? I forgot. 1 scroll level down. Magic kind of rubbish, even then. Okay. This next area is a little bit annoying. someone like me who's impatient, there's a lot of just standing around waiting for these platforms to adjust themselves, which also makes it annoying to kind of aim where you're jumping, and then you just have to sit on this one for a while. Fascinating section, I know. Okay, here we go. So we're getting relatively far on in a level now. Each of these little doors has 2 of these gremlins. Gremlins at least don't go down too slowly. I don't really know what they are. They remind me of the gremlins from the film. Or maybe they're more like the Mogwai thingies. Is that what they were called? It's been quite a few years now. I'm not sure there's a benefit to killing all of the doors of them, but you do at least need to clear a few of them. Got to grab points and maybe we'll... buddy? Well, unfortunate. I always think there's one fewer steps than there actually is. Okay, so we got a sword again. That puts us slightly closer to full power again. Is this the one with the scroll? No, this is the one with food. So you can see that fire there. Not much of a gap to judge. A little trick to it here. Grab some invincibility. Hit the switch and leave. And we just missed our train again. Once again, very small platforms, small margin for error. Shouldn't be difficult. Sometimes it just is. Can't be explained. The enemies, yep, of course there are. I don't know what these ninjas are getting paid, but probably not enough to live in a cave like this. So then we repeat the whole process. Wait on this middle one. And wait. So while we're here, let's talk about pacing. Don't have really long wait sections like this. There, that's my entire lecture. Even with some of the demon fights being a bit slow here if you're lower on power, I think again this level gets a slightly better mix of fighting and environmental hazards. I think some of the environmental hazards are just plain mean and more punishing than they need to be, but I like to have that mix of exploration and combat, rather than just some of the early levels where you'd just be standing next to a door waiting and waiting and waiting while it kept spawning in more groups of 3 enemies. Exactly the same as the other side. 4 of these little skull doors. 0 reason to get hit by a gremlin. But I just like to make those errors, you know. It makes me seem a bit more human. saying this before, let's not use the invincibility yet. Sometimes the explosions knock you back. They didn't do that here, which is nice. Hoping for a scroll. Did not get a scroll. Sad forever. Did get invincibility. And now we wait. We're coming on to the last third of the level now. It's really the, I think the nastiest tricks are in this section. I wouldn't really call them tricks. This is one bit really that catches me out. We'll see it soon, so I'll save it for then. I'm just trying to pass the time waiting for this platform. We have another of those little lava platforms to deal with, just coming up. That's what happens when you're not patient. So I'm down 2 scroll levels. I don't have a weapon. 7 lives. Didn't need to take that loss. It's a good lesson on patience and why you should just wait. But again, I think this area just takes a bit long. It's not very interesting. I'm just waiting for that platform to come down. It's not very engaging. Just think, if I'd done that before, I'd still have a sword. But we're really close to the end. We should be able to make it. I say really close, we've probably got a good 15 minutes of level left. Yeah, now these demons are going to take a bit longer as well. Let's get away from that edge. And then chests spawned with weapons and scrolls. Okay, fine. Right, here we go. So I did the early one quite nicely. It switches the camera angle again. Really just not the time for it. You really just want to jump over the shockwaves. It's quite easy to do it a little bit early and then get doinked into the lava. If you're going to get knocked over, try and do it as close to the shockwave as possible. Is that it? Okay. Okay. Here's my amazing trick. Ninjas? Ninjas. See, those guys are taking 3 hits now. Oh, up to 3 scroll levels. So this is one of those bits which should be easy. I occasionally fumble it. combat time here. In fact, you just really don't want to be taking chest damage right now. Kind of annoying that I'm just getting points from these. That'll do though. Right, this one's a slight remix of the previous one. Okay, we're good. I did fumble that a fair few times last time. Nice to get past it. And now we're properly in the final section now. This is all or nothing here. There's one major challenge, and then we're on to the final bosses. There's a few little bits to do on this sort of section here. I think I'm going to leave most of them and come back and do them later. I'm just going to get the nasty bit out of the way first. That's really the bit that's going to determine my power level going into the boss. Two food items out of nowhere. So I don't think there's invincibility to deal with this bit. Timed that very badly. Extremely badly. Okay, this is my lowest success rate part of the level. May just have to brute force it, we'll see. So the music has one kind of tempo. You can occasionally hear those kind of crates smashing, and then you've got to kind of time these platforms here. I find it quite difficult because I've got those two different kind of patterns in the background. Falling off here is, of course, death. I'd be relieved that it's not the only time we have to do those jumps. Luckily, if I do get the key here, which I should do, I don't have to repeat that jump if I die. Get a little small platform this time, and that thing there. Okay, so that opens the exit to this horrible area. Just gotta do what we just did again, and then do a remixed area on the other side. But the remixed area is not quite as horrible. There's that one little jump, whoops, that I was complaining about. At least, not for me. I won't vouch for everyone else. Right. Well, there's our ride. Whoops. Let's not die to stupid things now. Oops, I went the wrong way. It's fine, we don't need the little weapon on the other side. Everything's just gonna be great. Yeah, so I might actually just perish from this. Take a slight bit of tick damage, I'm not sure it's avoidable. I think there's health on this lower area. That does require fighting a bunch of enemies. I'm probably going to magic my way through. Wouldn't it be a dream if it just dropped a tiny little goblet of health? Those guys wisely kept their distance. Looks like I can get away with daggers. I feel like the early levels countered that a fair bit more. There we go. Right, we're back in business. We don't have a weapon, which is unfortunate. Don't think there's another one. We'll just make do. Another squirrel level. Right, so this is a bit where you can take silly damage, like so. Our last defenders of Katasaki. Okay. Well, no weapon, but let's see how it goes. This is it. This is the grand couple of finales. This is my favourite boss fight in the game, actually. So after just wildly fighting through the rest of the level, now we start to get sneaky. As most ninjas do, we just kind of tiptoe onto the bridge. And with pure skill, land on the boss platform. He laughs very differently to how he does in the cutscene. It's a very rude start to the boss. I always forget that he does that until it's too late. One of those bosses I don't really like to engage in melee. He does have a nasty little thing there. Maybe with a sword I'd be a bit more willing, getting punches to connect. A bit fiddly. I think he usually does a little attack after those Superman attacks. But yeah, I like the setting. Like, it's very dramatic. Platform at the end of this cave. There's a big lava waterfall. A bunch of spikes. There's a neat little mechanic on this boss. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get it to go. Right. Yeah, there we go. I thought this was really cool for a game of this era. Ow. Sword's got a bit more range than I thought. Ow. I think I can do this. Come on. So there's that thing where punches just don't really seem to be connecting. Let's just stick to the daggers. I think this works. Melee just, you kind of need the sword. In fact, oh the we got the double bonus. Which also puts us in a good situation, because there's a couple of little secrets here. There's a magic door. So there we go. We're on full health. We do not have a weapon, but I think we're all right. So yeah, that's what Bath-Nafka looks like in the cutscene. He does not have little Twi'lek things on the back of his head either. He's bored at how long it's taken these levels to go. So he does this really awkward turning animation. It must be deliberate. Like, someone would have had to sit down and like put it together. Like this is the demon lord that's laid waste to Japan, right? Let's just get that clear. Oh, he did actually pull off an attack. That's it. That's the end of Ninja. We have done it. We have successfully defeated Demon Lord. And now we get this lengthy cutscene. I love the noise that light makes when it comes out of him. It feels so soothing after all of the horror I've been through to get to this stage. So that's it. That's the whole of the game. We're done. Quite a relief to be done. I don't know what happens to our protagonist Kurosawa once he's done blowing up the Demon Lord. Whether he gets teleported back or just has to sit on that little circle for the rest of his life. See a few little stills from the opening cutscene here. I do kind of wonder, you know, all these people that made this game, I wonder if they know 21 years after I first played it, here I am still playing it, still loving the game. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but I really just love Ninja. I think it's just such a nice little series of adventures to go through. Even if it didn't take off at the time, and obviously probably never will, I'm glad it was made. I appreciate all these guys did. I think, yeah, that's the first of the bosses in hell on the left, back on that previous screen. And that's our main character on the left in both those shots, before he dons his infamous purple spandex. And there's our two villains. For some bizarre reason now, having completed the game and got the high score, we are subjected to this for our final reward. I don't know what he's laughing about. We did defeat him, and I don't think there's any Chaos Emerald style extra ending in this game. But yeah, let's just hang on long enough to see the high score. Obviously this is a time of celebration. And there we have it. I defeated Del, Mar, Dan, and those other guys I wasn't quick enough to read. So there, if you stuck through this series for the entire thing, thank you. If you only joined for one or two videos, also thank you. Just, you know, if you're here listening at all, thanks a lot. I hope you find a game that you love just as much as I love Ninja. So take care.